Cool. Yep. The game with Chesham. Good to see you. First of all, I just want to ask you about team news. First of all, I know Cody couldn't play the other day. Do you know the extent of it? What is his injury and the extent of it? How is Cody?
Yeah, Cody's had a scan. Cody's going to be out for a minimum 6 weeks. That's minimum. So he's got a pelvic problem. It's probably an overuse injury. Coincided with other players being injured. We've had to use him for too many minutes, unfortunately, and he's broke down. How
tough is that for you? Because obviously he's a big focal point for the attack, isn't he?
He's huge. He's been an unbelievable player for me and for the football club. It's a big loss. It's a big loss. Just feels like you're just getting your head above water, and someone comes and puts their foot on it and sticks you back under. So it's football. It's a horrible side of football, but he's going to be a big loss. He's a very influential player for us.
I guess in that situation you need a bit of a snorkel. Sonny Fish, is he your snorkel? Is he going to be able to come out? Is he fit again yet, or are we still waiting?
Yeah, Sonny's fit. He's trained with us. He trained fully for the first time on Tuesday. He's trained again today, but he hasn't played for a long time. So don't put too much pressure on him. But he is fit. When he'll be involved back in the team again. That's how long's a piece of string, really. We've got to be careful with him, and because Cody's now injured, it puts more emphasis on Sonny Fish. But he'll be back when he's back. But he's trained fully this week, and he's looking very, very good. Looking very good.
That's such a bright point for you, where you've got somebody coming back.
Absolutely, yeah.
And obviously you've got Cian Dillon there as well. I guess does the pressure now come on someone a bit more like Cian Dillon? He's only a young lad who's come down from QPR, but you know, I guess there's this opportunity to kind of take a chance if you want to throw him in there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he did. He started obviously the last 2 games. I thought he showed good glimpses in both games. He should have done better with his chance against Dagenham, but he's come in. He's fitted into the group very, very well. We've got him for the next 3 games. Away at Chesham, home to Chippenham, away to Dorking, and then we'll assess and see where we are with everything. There's no pressure on him at all. He's come in. He's an infectious character. He works very hard, and I'm sure he's going to have a long career in football.
Is that something where you feel, you know, if you're in the same situation fitness-wise in 3 weeks' time as you are now, you might be able to go to QPR and say, can we have him for another month or another couple of months? Is that a possibility?
I think there's a discussion to be had. Because, like I said, Cody's not going to be back anytime soon, and Sonny Fish is building up his fitness. So I presume there will definitely be a conversation with QPR.
And Denzel Achimpong came off quite early against Dagenham. What's his status?
He's fit. Yeah. He's fit. I think there was a little bit of fatigue on Denzel's part, a little bit of naivety on his part. I don't know anyone who comes off after 20 minutes of a hamstring strain and trains on a Tuesday. I've never seen that in 32 years of football. So he's fit.
You've got a medical miracle on you.
We haven't. Guarantee that. Yeah.
We're a quarter of the way through the season now. I just wonder, this table seems to be kind of shaking itself out a little bit, I would suggest, and those teams that you feel are going to be there or thereabouts are probably starting to push towards the top, and vice versa with those teams. I wonder, how do you make of your first kind of quarter of the season? Are you pleased with where you are? What would you give yourself if you were a teacher trying to do a grade?
Yeah, I'm pleased with where we are. We've had lots and lots of injuries. It's been a bit fragmented. It's been a bit stop-start, but we're in a good place. The boys are training very, very well. We've had some very good results. We've had a couple of disappointing ones, but overall I'm pleased where we are. We've got players coming back from injury now. It's important we don't put too much pressure on those players to perform to the levels we know they can play at straight away. Dolan is getting there. Low Everton is getting there now. We've got the squad's looking as strong as it has done this season, but you've still got Cody Cook out for, like we've spoke about, Nashi Sundiri, who's right up there with the best midfielders in the league, is out for, longer than we would like. So there's definitely problems there fitness-wise, but I think we've played some really good stuff at times at home. First 30 minutes against Enfield, we've gone bang, 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 3 goals. We scored 4 goals against Slough. We got 3 goals against Dover. I think we've had some really good attacking play. Defensively, we've been excellent in the last 3 games. So it's just about getting it all together at the right time now. But the start to the season, I'm very positive about everything. We're getting good attendances. The crowd have been great. We've got great attendances away from home as well. It's a good place to play football.
You mentioned defensively, obviously those 3 clean sheets in the last 3 games is fantastic, isn't it? And I guess when you have your issues with the forward line and fitness and what have you, that's great to be able to have that safety blanket almost of the defence being really miserly. So if you're not getting as many chances with as many forwards, you only need the 1 goal to win the game then, don't you?
No, well, absolutely, which was the case in point against Ebbsfleet and Salisbury. However, in both those games I felt we should have scored more goals. And Dagenham's probably the first time this season where we've not really looked like scoring for whatever reasons. But the clean sheets are a very good habit, and not getting beat's a very good habit as well.
Indeed, something to keep into, and something I'm sure you'll want to do on Saturday against Chesham. Talk to me about the threat you feel Chesham will pose up there in North London.
I personally think it's one of the toughest away games of the season. It's a tough environment to go and play. We got a last-second winner up there last year, but Chesham had 10 men for a long time, and they actually took a 2-1 lead with 10 men to make it very difficult. I've managed against Chesham a good few times, and their managers, joint managers, JD and Muzz up there, we're in for a tough game. They've added good quality this year as well, so it's, in my opinion, personally, I think it's one of the toughest away games of the season.
So it'd mean a lot then if you could come away with 3 points again, wouldn't it?
That's the aim in every game.
Fantastic. Solani, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Another cleano on Saturday.
Don't start with that. Come on.
Tell us a bit about how...
We're not 14. Come on.
Far from it. The defence coped with some pretty stern tests, didn't they, on Saturday?
Andy Carroll was a top player. You could see his qualities. So he's best centre forward in the league, isn't he? And he should be. I got to be honest, I thought it was a really good battle with Dreyer, Dyer and Carroll. He's almost unplayable aerially. So we come up with a game plan. You don't have to compete for every ball with him. You do obviously in the box. Outside the box you don't have to. You can, as a centre back, as an ex-centre back as well, and not a particularly tall one, you've got to be cute as well. You've got to be as clever as those. I actually enjoyed it. I thought the ref dealt with it quite well as well. He kind of let them have their physicality. There was only one right at the end where Jordan Dyer bumped him and won his head. He gave a foul right on the edge of the box at the end, which I thought was disappointing because I thought those players were... It was a really good contest, and I thought my boys dealt with it very, very well. But he is a top player.
I know you said after the game it was points drop rather than a point won, but I thought it was a really enjoyable game. For a 0-0, it was an absorbing and enjoyable game. Did you feel that as well? There was a lot going on.
I did. I was actually very calm in the dugout. I'd never felt Dagenham were going to score. I know Jay had the great block right at the end. I never felt in any danger. I wasn't convinced we were going to score. I thought we were good. I got to be honest, I think I was disappointed we didn't win. I don't know whether that's because we'd won the 5 previous home games and you want 6, you want 7, you want 8. I think Dagenham come down with a very specific game plan, and I thought they were good at it. So we had to find a way to break them down, and we just didn't quite do it on the day where in the previous games we have. But overall, yeah, listen, I enjoyed the game. It was a strange emotion after. I was very, very disappointed and frustrated. But you sit back, you reflect, you watch the game back. I still think it was 2 points dropped. I still think we'd done enough to win the game. Didn't just quite get there on the day. But it was a good game, and Dagenham won't be third from bottom for very long, that's for sure.
On the Sonny Fish front, how do you handle, without a reserve team, trying to get him up to speed?
Yeah.
Are you almost thinking, can we organise a friendly with somebody, or is this going to be training ground, and try and get him up to speed? That
yeah, it's a good point. It's it's not ideal without a reserve team. We spoke, didn't we, about Dolan and Low Everton. Really, you would like them to have played 2 or 3 reserve games before they come back into the first team frame. It's just a balancing act.
Because actually behind him, you've got the ones you've just mentioned. They could all probably do with a bit more.
I mean, and then you've got people who haven't been playing as many minutes. Everyone needs topping up, and you never get fully fit unless you're playing games. It's a balancing act, and it's something that it's a daily.
You haven't put that call into Argyle to say, have you got a team that you fancy?
No, but listen, it might well be we do look at that. It won't be next week because we've obviously got the midweeker, and then we're a free week after that. But it's definitely, they need minutes, and how we get that is definitely a bit of a juggling act, Dave.
Is it a question of might he have 20 minutes in him, that sort of thing?
Well, I think,
or are you always worried about sending somebody on in that situation and him picking up another sort of injury because he's maybe stretching a little bit? And all that stuff?
I'm not worried about that until you just said it. But so when he comes back into the first team frame, it might only be 15-20 minutes at the end of a game. He'll get more out of that 15-20 minutes than he will out of training a full week with us. You don't run as, you just don't. Your lungs don't open up as much. It's nowhere near it. But he's a young, fit boy anyway. I've got to be honest. It was, the lads were all smiling, getting him back on the training ground. He's been buzzing this week. He's worked so hard, and he deserves a lot of credit for how professional and how hard he's worked to get himself fit. And he's, as you know, I've spoke to you before. He's a player that I'm very, very excited about. And hopefully we'll see the best of him.
The guys talk about the tactics and the current game, that sort of thing. I was interested in Paul Wotton, the coach, the manager. Just how much do you draw on your experience from working under other managers at Argyle, Southampton, St Mains, Erbstley, Alan Pardew, Paul Sturrock, Ian Holloway? We talked about Neil before. He's always on the end of the phone. Is anyone you copy or emulate, and what do you remember from those days that you bring to Torquay United?
I think every manager who's played football and played under managers will copy and take the good from all managers. I've got my favourite managers I played under and ones that I wasn't so keen on, but I played under an awful lot, and I'm sure a lot of managers weren't that keen on me as well. So it's you take the good. You take sessions that you enjoy coaching and that the players will enjoy. Organisational stuff comes from some of the other managers I played under. You just take the good from everyone, and you absorb. I've always been very interested in getting into this career and coaching and managing. So you make notes and or mental notes, or but they're not. There's managers on the end of the phone as well. So I think it's very important to have your own personality and be your own person, and you live and die by by your decisions, don't you? And you've got to trust yourself to do that. But you definitely draw on experiences from ex-managers, and some of the managers you've just named. I've played under some of the best managers in English football. So you would be very foolish not to look back and think what they did in certain situations or how they handled situations with myself as well. So I was very, very lucky in my career to have played 620 first team games and played under lots of fantastic managers. So very, very lucky.
One thing we saw it a little bit on Saturday, and not just because we're sitting all around together here. I don't think we're bad at it. That players going down claiming a head injury. I think it happened a few times on Saturday. It does happen from time to time, and we're seeing it in top football, aren't we, all the time?
Yeah.
The referees have to stop the game because that's the instruction.
Of course, yeah.
First of all, have you been getting frustrated at times? The fans certainly have. And what's the message that you put over to your lads? Because I don't actually think we do it very much, if at all.
No.
It's a feature of the game, isn't it? Which is...
It seems to be creeping in. It's the old goalie going down injured as well, isn't it? Which has always been around. It's that gamesmanship, isn't it? It's part of the dark arts. I try very, very hard not to get frustrated with things I've got no control over, and I've got no control over the opposition players going down holding their head, and the referee can't take a chance, and then you end up shouting at the ref looks at you with the puppy dog eyes like, what do you want me to do? And there's nothing you can do. It's frustrating, and it kills momentum sometimes, but it's not easy. Things aren't easy, never easy for Torquay United, so it's part of the game, unfortunately.
Do you think that the referees always make the right decision after the players back up and the game's restarted?
No, I don't. I'm not sure of the. Well, the fourth official was telling me something completely different on Saturday, and obviously he knows the rules better than me, I suppose. But that baffled me, some of their decisions. But
quite often you can be in good possession of the ball, the game stops, and then suddenly
and it gets booted back to your goalie 70 yards from where you were. Yeah, it's myths you out, doesn't it? But I've got so much going around in my head. That's the last thing I can sit there, and I'll never get to sleep at night. So it's a bit strange. It's just, I say this quite a bit. It's the greatest sport and the most beautiful sport in the world, but there is downsides to it, and that's one of them.
I think most of us thought the ref, and you've already hinted that the ref last Saturday wasn't bad actually.
No, he was good.
He did his best to keep things going, didn't he?
He was good. I think he could. It was very, very interesting. The first challenge from Dreyer on Carroll, and Dreyer just bumped him a bit, and Jordan Dyer ended up heading it, and he didn't give that foul. And you thought, well, here we go. Then he's going to let them go, which is great. And they never, all three of them never crossed the line. It was just a good, honest battle. No, I thought he was good at that.
Did you speak to the defenders specifically about Carroll before the game?
Yeah.
And were they excited by it? Because it must have been exciting.
I don't know if they were excited by it. They definitely weren't in fear of it.
Yeah.
They definitely weren't in fear of it. I don't know. We had a specific game plan to deal with him, and I thought we did that. So I thought that was good.
With Denzel's knock, do you think it was a little bit of inexperience on his behalf?
Yeah, a bit of naivety, yeah.
Yes, because he's not a wimp, is he?
No, he's a tough lad. No, he's a tough lad. But it comes with experience. And next time that happens to him in a warm-up, he'll be like, no, it's not. I've been here before. I know what this is. I can... Or maybe I need to say,
sort of thing.
Yeah. You only learn how to deal with, and you only really know your body as you get older, 26, 27, 28, and you're like, I've had this injury before and I played, so I can do that again. And it's just a little bit of naivety on his part. That's all. It's nothing untoward.
No, because he doesn't wave the white flag very often.
No, he does not. No.
Been watching Jordan Dyer recently. He looks a threat again at set pieces, then he sort of peels off, gets to the far post.
Yeah.
Is that going to be important for us going forward?
Goals from set pieces are critical, yeah. Especially if a game's tight. If it's like it was on Saturday, 0-0, and it can be won or lost by set pieces, definitely. He normally chips in with a few, so hopefully he gets a couple more in the coming games.
Do you work on it a lot, or do they just kind of know what they need to be doing?
No, we work on it a lot. We work on set pieces a lot. Attacking and defending.